Hello, hello, hello. Today I will be making a Thomas and Friends series and movies and special tier list. I own nothing here. This, if you wanna, I wanna see the guy who made this. This guy made this. I am Mana Sharaman. Anyways, yeah. This is my Thomas the Tank Engine seasons, specials, and movies ranking. So we're starting off with season 1. Season 1, it was like a good start. I feel like it would have been like a good start. I think I might put it in A tier. This was just a good start. The episodes, only like one of the episodes was a masterpiece, being the Flying Kipper. The rest was pretty ranged from amazing to pretty meh. No really bad episodes, although I would consider Thomas and the Guard to be like the worst out of the season, but no really bad episodes. Series 2, this is exactly like season 1, but just like a step better. The thing is with series 2 is that like it's all right. Most of the episodes are consistent like season 1. It had a pretty first episode, but then it got really good until Daisy was there. There was freaking Daisy, which is undeniably the worst episode of the entire classic era, being season 1 to 5. But yeah, it did have lots of masterpieces. Edward's exploit, a close shave, Percy's ghostly trick, and Old Iron are all masterpieces in their own ways. Series 3, I don't know if I should put it above, it did. 3 of the episodes stood out, being Henry's Forest, Henry's Forest, All at Sea, and Escape. So, yeah, it didn't have as much masterpieces, but then again, it didn't have any, really bad episodes. Otherwise, Series 2 only had 2 of them, which were Better Late Than Never and Daisy. Series 4, easy S tier. I love Series 4 so much. Thomas in the Special Letter is my favorite Thomas episode. The narrow gauge engine episodes of the first half were awesome. It's just that I didn't really like the time skip between, why wasn't Toad Stands By part of the sort of Oliver trilogy? Why didn't Bullseye's continue after Daisy? Why was Stepney even there? But even though it has those flaws, it's still a freaking good season, as has a perfect first half and my favorite episode of the entire Thomas the Tank Engine. Series 5, this season is just flawless. Everything is so good. Rusty and the Boulder, A Better View for Gordon, Busy Going Backwards, Stephanie Gets Lost, Toby and the Flood. Jesus Christ, this episode is so much. It just keeps on getting better from there. I feel like it only had 2 episodes. There was Special Attraction and Mind That Bike. Oh no, wait, that was Series 4. It was Make Someone Happy and Gordon and the Gremlin, which were the 2 lame ones. No really bad ones. Just mediocre. Series 6. I'll put it in B. This series introduced my favorite Thomas character, Salty. Salty the Dockyard Diesel is probably the greatest thing to have ever appeared into my existence. Well, I could say the other things are just okay with season 6. No, really. It did have really, really good episodes. There were 3 episodes which stood out. Thomas and the Jet Engine, World's Strongest Engine, and Percy's Chocolate Crunch were all the best episodes in that certain season. Thomas and the Jet Engine being my favorite, but there were 3 abysmal abominations. Rusty Saves the Day, Middle Engine, and Buffer Brother, which this season I had really mixed feelings with, because it had good episodes and god-awful episodes, which should have never existed. Series 7, I will put above Series 1, which will be controversial, simply because Series 7 had only 2 bad episodes, like Series 2, being Rhaenyra and the roller coaster and the old bridge, where Rhaenyra and Scar Louis characters got extremely butchered. So, yeah. Series 8, I believe. This one kind of was bad because Hit Era was overall just boring. The lighting in this is so Breaking Bad. Like, it's just cheap from season 8 to 10. But when we got to season 11, it was just Breaking Bad Simpsons lighting. Otherwise, with the episodes here, they weren't the best. They weren't the worst. Just meh. All of them were just meh. Although I would consider my favorite being like Squeak, Rattle, and Roll, maybe? I'm not really sure. But then we have Series 9. This was another disappointment. I didn't really like it too much. And it's basically follows by Series 10, which is god-awful. You want to know why it's god-awful? Thomas's frosty friend and Edward strikes out. These are the worst episodes in the entire model era. Like, I don't know how you butcher Edward's character. Edward is such a Chad. How do you butcher his character? Series 11, however, was the best out of here. Despite its Breaking Bad Simpsons lighting, it was just consistently okay throughout. Not really bad, just meh-ish to okay. No, this season is bad. Series 12, I don't know how the people were really lazy. Like, ever since Britt Allcroft left, people have been really lazy at the Thomas studio. They just take, instead of, having separate faces made by Hit Company or Markland, no, straight up CGI. Which at the time it may have looked good, but right now, no, it doesn't. Series 13, it's a mess. Series 14, god-awful. Series 15, even worse. Series 16, thank God Miller era is over. This right here is the Miller era, or the worst era of Thomas. I don't know how you combine such abysmal seasons. Wonky Whistle, ew. Soto Surprise Day, ew. And then it just keeps on getting worse and worse and worse from there. And so were the movies. The movies were garbage. Except for Blue Mountain Mystery in that one era. Bronner era wanted nothing but fan service. 17, I would give C tier. 18, it was a bit better. 19, yeah, I would say, yeah. The thing is with Bronner era, it's just that Bronner era doesn't really care about if the stories are good or not. It just cares about, fan service, which is what makes the Bronner era so damn good. 20, yeah, I guess I could go here. And 21, I just miss the Bronner era when I see this, because Bronner era did so many things right other than the previous abomination. And then now seeing Bubba, or Big World Big Adventures era, gives me so much PTSD. Like, each of these are so E tier, it just kept on getting worse and worse from there. I might even say the Series 24 has no risk. It's an F tier. So, yeah. Magic Railroad. This one, I don't know where to put it. Critics say it's so garbage, but, I can't hate it. You can't not hate it. I don't know how to look from a critic's perspective or not. From a Thomas fan, it's eh. From a critic's perspective, it's absolutely awful. But if a critic looked at the other Thomas films, wouldn't they say, it's awful also? So, I really don't know where to put this, since I'm mainly siding with the critics here. I will put it at D tier. Calling All Engines, yeah, same thing here. I can see where people are going. It does have good visuals, but it's just Hit era visuals. Nothing too special. Great Discovery, however, a great send-off to Model Era. Bye-bye, Model Era. This is amazing. The Great Discovery is amazing. The one thing it did wrong is freaking Stanley. That's the one thing it did wrong. This is so good and so underrated. Hero of the Rails, I will say it's like C tier. This was when they started doing the Model Era stuff, but then a lot of things didn't make sense. There was a bit of rhyming here and there as if it was a Dr. Seuss book, which would then showcase the next abysmal movie. But overall, I like Hero's character. Like, things didn't really make sense about, like, Hero's backstory or Spencer going slower than Thomas. But, yeah. This was the abomination I was talking about. Misty Island Rescue. Nothing makes sense. The logging locals are absolute brain-dead idiots. Everyone on Sodor is brain-dead. And it's just garbage. Day of the Diesels. It had Salty. That's the one thing it did correct. And I don't have much to say about it. I'll just put it in E tier. Blue Mountain Mystery, yeah, this one was kind of okay. This one was okay. I'll put it in C. King of the Railway. You know, this was confusing. This was so confusing. This is so confusing. Like, there's a whole other thing. There's a whole other thing here. There's a thing here. The whole castle lore. I thought Hero's lore was complex as hell, but no, there's this. I'll put this in D tier. Yeah. Tale of the Brave. This one, yeah, you're pretty good. It just, I didn't like the la 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 let's be brave at the end. It just felt so, like, bad. And it ruined the ending completely. And it just ruined the movie for me. And the Tale of the Brave songs are kind of bad, to be honest. The adventure begins when I say that series, that the Bronner era did fan service, this did fan service, and it justified the fan service community correctly. I will put this below Series 1 because this is inaccurate to Series 1 in some parts. This movie was amazing. Legend of the Lost Treasure introduced Ryan, who is probably the best CGI character to ever exist. Ryan's probably my new favorite character of all time. Yeah, I mean, he's very on par with Salty, you know. And Legend of the Lost Treasure, Salty vibes, man. This is the best Thomas movie. The Great Race. I didn't really like it too much. That's all I say. I didn't really like it. Like, it had Flying Scotsman. Ashima was absolutely garbage. The only thing I can think good was the creativity, Flying Scotsman, and the banger songs. But rest of it, no thank you. Just doesn't make any sense. When I watch this movie, Journey Around Sodor, I imagine that that Bronner era was such a good era. This is C tier. I don't really like the bending thing. That's my biggest complaint. And Beresford also. Bubbling Boilers was bad. And there was Big World, Big Adventures, Thomas and Friends. Hey, it's a Bash Me All You Want. This is a pretty good. It's a pretty movie. Nia was nice. Thomas, however, was a jerk. The songs were easily the best we've got. But the writing was garbage. It's just a mix, so I have to put it in D. No, no. Diggs and Discoveries and Marvelous Machinery are just garbage, and I have no other words for that other than they were abysmal. They are the worst things and worst Thomas media I've ever seen. Steam Team to the Rescue. Don't Stop was a good song. Bash Me All You Want. The rest was absolutely garbage. And Carly is now my least favorite character. Carly started everything by pushing Salty into the sea. Wait, no, this is the worst media. They killed Salty. They pushed Salty into the sea. That is as garbage as you can get. Royal Engine. B. Like I like the beginning of it. I like the beginning of it a lot, but the rest was pretty okay. Anyways, here's my tier list. Bye guys.